I'll be Wojo. Wojo would say both. Brian, you're a 97 on the ticket.
Fellas, good morning. Gov and Stoney, y'all need to get a pair, bro. If you look at the season, I'm saying that in a nice way, too. I love you guys.
You don't have to say it nice. You were right.
Listen, you look. Michigan is the better team. They're the better defense. They're the better skilled players. They got the better quarterback. Although both skilled players on both sides, on both teams, are not that great, Michigan has the better team. Why do you think the line is still like that? Stop looking at Nick Saban as if this is 10 years ago where the SEC could pile up their rosters with money. Things are starting to even out now with the NIL. And when things are even, Nick Saban is no all-time great coach. But if he could fill his roster up with money and players, yeah, he's an all-time great. Michigan is the better team.
All right,
you got to look at it that way.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Brian. Forgetting the NIL, forgetting all that, who do you trust more in a big game, Nick Saban or Jim Harbaugh? And because that's the only reason I'm picking Alabama.
The guy that's been to a Super Bowl is who I would trust.
Okay, that's fair enough. But I disagree.
All right.
I respectfully disagree.
Take care.
Thank you, appreciate it, Brian. Happy New Year.
I don't know how you can answer Jim Harbaugh in that situation.
No, either do I.
I mean, come on, that is not you. That is just disrespectful to Nick Saban. How can you deny what he has done? He did it with garbage, or not garbage teams, but he changed along the way from going offense more to some of the QBs he won with. You know,
hey, Stoney, you had the names earlier.
Yeah, McCarron, McElroy, Coker.
Okay, so
he won a national title with. Granted, he was the number one pick in the draft that bombed with Jamarcus Russell and LSU. He won it with a different team. Granted, it was SEC.
If I buy into Brian's opinion, which I don't, but if I did, that Michigan is the better team, the better talent, I would go to Super Bowl Rams Patriots. I thought the Rams were the better team, but the better coach won, and McVay admitted it after. Sure, that's how much think this matters. I respect Saban in this situation very much like Belichick. Some of the Super Bowls you didn't think the Patriots would win.
What would it say then? If Michigan has the better team, better skill positions, I know you bristled, but running backs, I think, really kind of carry that.
Yeah, okay.
Better defense, at least based on stats and how we track this stuff. If they have the better team and they're the favorites and they lose only because Jim Harbaugh's not good enough, I mean, that's damning.
Yeah.
Well, I think the defense is a debate. And I think the Michigan's, statistically, you can argue it all you want. The Big Ten offense. That non-conference, and Ohio State put up 24.
Yeah,
that's fair. I mean,
Bama doesn't have the Ohio State receivers. I mean, I just.
But
Michigan,
not in
the big house.
Not that Milroe is great, but Michigan has not had to go through any good quarterback, right?
No, the best QB they faced is
Talia.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Maryland's quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, this should be a tight grinder game.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with Bama in this situation. I'm going to trust history.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing too.
I think the better trenches are Michigan. I think a close game. You disagree?
I think defensive trench, yes. Offensive trench, no.
I mean, hold on. They don't have Zinter and they don't have Oluwatimi from last year.
Right.
But they still have pieces from the Joe Moore award-winning offensive line, right? Keegan is still there at the left guard spot.
Yeah, I know.
But what Alabama's offensive line did to Georgia, I think we're too far away from the situation. We're too close here.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan's offense was not as good this year because their offensive line wasn't as good.
Exactly.
And if it was last year's team, I'd pick them to win this game. And you talk about defensive now they're Michigan strong in the interior defensive line. Well, going into the Georgia game 2 years ago, Michigan had the number 2 pick overall and a second-round pick on their edges. And it didn't mean squat once the game plan took them out.
Okay, I just looked this up because you brought up the Georgia game. Alabama ran for 2.8 yards a carry. So this offensive line you're giving the edge ran for 2.8 yards a carry.
It's a good point.
I'm just saying, and they got Latham, who's an NFL offensive lineman in my mind, but Michigan is the more disciplined team. They're the tougher team. They're the better trenches team. They're the better team.
But NFL talent wins in these situations like this. I think you can look across the playoff history, and even before that, the team with the NFL talent usually prevails here. Stoney, you looked up. You found 3 guys from Bama going in the first round.
2 in the one mock draft, but there's another one I saw that had 3. And
Who's Michigan's first rounder? JJ?
If In some people's minds, yes. Some people's minds.
I don't dispute that he can't
Chris
be a late...
Chris Jenkins, people have in the first round.
Will Johnson?
Well,
not eligible, but I'm just saying, but NFL talent on the roster.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
That's your guy, man. He made the play on Harrison in Ohio State game that I actually think is one of the most important plays in that game.
There's no doubt about it.
It gave